Hello everybody, this is the Casual Gopher. Today we're going to be taking a look at a dystopian type game. This one's called Orwell. If you're familiar with 1984, George Orwell wrote that one. It's a dystopian book about how surveilled its citizens are. And there's a lot more to 1984 than that, but this one really takes a peek into that concept. Here, instead of being a hapless victim of Big Brother, we are going to be Big Brothers ourselves. It's our responsibility to look into the lives of citizens. Anything from the internet, their personal communications, private lives, everything's open and accessible to us. But it looks like there's going to be consequences for what information we supply to the government. This seems really intriguing. There's a second season out. I haven't played this game before, but it looks like a really interesting thing to try out. It might be a little bit of a Papers, Please. I'm not sure what the gameplay is going to be like, but definitely has the feelings of a Papers, Please kind of dystopian. I'm going to check in on the citizens and see what happens here. So we're going to dive right into this. We have been accepted into Orwell. We're going to create a profile to get started. An empty one. Congratulations, you've been selected for the Orwell test phase. Please create a profile. Maybe Casual Gopher here, and what's our picture? I kind of like this old man here. We'll see who he is. Stick with that one. Did you know you are one of 2.1 billion accepted applicants? Is that billion? It is. Accepted applicants. It doesn't really seem like it's a whole lot of discrimination on who they're accepting here, but let's keep going. Do I want to enter my email address? I think entering your email address will allow us to inform you about updates on your Orwell case, potentially new cases and monthly e-newsletters. I don't think that's what I'm going to be doing here, but we'll keep going. Be diligent. Your work has severe impact. Please agree to the following terms. I am aware that my actions may severely impact the lives of citizens of the nation. All caps, the nation. I will work thoroughly and judge objectively in the best of my belief. While working, I will adhere to the laws and jurisdiction of the nation. I agree. Thank you for ensuring the safety of the nation's people. Your registration is now complete. It's a nice little startup screen, startup sequence. Okay. Oh, we get to assume the position of cameras already. Looking over Freedom Plaza. Who are you people? No records. Do we not know about them, or are they just safe people with no police records? Okay. Who are you walking across the way? Oh, I see you running. I wonder if I'm gonna care about him. Okay. Nothing. Hey, oh, it is police records. Okay, so we do know something about people. Police records. You look mighty suspect. Okay. Got a nice tower here. Couple, oh, very cute, kissing on the bench. Who's this guy in the foreground? Oh! Oh gosh. Is that the Freedom statue at Freedom Plaza? 7:49 in the morning. Oh my gosh. Well, that's a heck of a way to start. Episode 1, the clocks were striking 13. You're online. Good. Call me Symes. I will be your advisor on Orwell. Together, we will form both the first and the last line of defense against terrorism. For this test phase, you're one of the first people to try out the Orwell system under real circumstances, selected from thousands of applicants from across the globe. Normally, congratulations would be in order, but as you can see from that footage, there's been an incident. So let's get started. I've activated the Reader tool for you. Its purpose is storing bookmarks to online websites and documents for easy access. and to highlight when there is new information to be investigated. First, I want you to be informed of the situation. Our leading newspaper, the National Beholder, will bring you up to speed. Go into the reader. Headlines. The leading newspaper of the nation. Fast, precise, and honest. Feel free to browse the National Beholder. I've activated your profiler. Open the unknown person file once you're done. Okay. So what did we learn? Bomb obliterates Freedom Memorial and kills 3. Explosives destroy Freedom Memorial in Bonton. 3 people killed, 5 severely injured. Authorities receive strange letter. You can read more. At approximately 7:50 p.m. on Wednesday evening, an explosive device detonated at the Freedom Plaza in Bonton. According to official police reports, 3 people were killed and at least 5 bystanders were severely wounded. The Freedom Memorial was nearly completely destroyed. Police forces closed off the area immediately. Experts believe the attack was an act of terror, with police confirming that the explosive device was homemade and triggered from a short distance away using cell phone signal. Police reports also confirmed that several hours earlier, an anonymous letter containing the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song Die Gedanken sind frei, The Thoughts Are Free, had reached local authorities. Prime Minister Blaine immediately issued a public press statement firmly condemning the assault and put the nation on high alert until the perpetrators have been brought to justice. Go back here. Negotiations on Triflith failed. Pargesian president aborts negotiations with opposition. Violent riots in Triflith. Blaine encourages renewal. Movie shooting completed. 100 Gray Shadows. Valentine's Day 2018. That doesn't seem familiar to anything. Shooting of Gray Shadows saga lasting 4 years finalized. 3rd part to hit movie theaters next Valentine's Day. What's this? Negotiations failed. Police negotiations in the riot-ridden Pargesian capital city Triflith have been aborted without any result last night. Independent sources report that President Cassart abruptly cut off communication with opposition representatives, as the latter presented a tangible plan for organization of re-elections. The news about the premature cancellation of the negotiations caused thousands of people to resume demonstrations in the capital. It has been reported that demonstrators wearing hoods threw incendiary material into shop windows and onto cars. The police struggled to keep the situation under control. Prime Minister Blaine stated his worries about the negative developments regarding the political situation of the neighboring country, and has requested both sides to resume diplomatic discussions. Alright, let's see who this unknown person is. Date of birth, address, occupation. The profiler holds all known information on those we investigate. The file you have opened is for our main suspect. The blue-haired woman that the CCTV footage shows before the assault is no stranger to the police. Take a look at their arrest record. Where do I find the arrest record? Oh, here we go. Back into my bookmarks. Cassandra Watergate. The highlighted elements in the record are pieces of data that are able to be extracted. We call these elements data chunks. Hovering over data chunks will reveal their relevance to the case and any connections or information it may influence. Drag and drop all data chunks from the police database into a profile to upload them to our servers. Get her picture there. Cassandra Watergate. Yeah, let's drop her name. Data submitted. Very good. Pictures and names are crucial information for Orwell to identify a person. Information in documents can only become a data chunk when it can clearly be assigned to a target person. Add the reason for Miss Watergate's prior arrest that has just been unlocked. We will need this info to progress. Let's go here. Oh, this cannot be undone. Okay. Good. With the data you extracted from the police record, a new document can now be accessed. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in coincidence? I don't think I do. Symes does not. Find data revealing where she attacked the police officer and you will see what I mean. Suspect was arrested on site after Officer Franklin had been struck by an unknown object. Assault on officer became unresponsive. Protesters at the origin of the assault were forcibly moved, where the suspect was found kneeling and weeping on the ground. When asked to lay on the ground with her hands behind her back, the suspect cooperated immediately. Where do we think? Is this woman a terrorist? Hey, that's her. Okay. Allegedly in custody. Injured a police officer 2 weeks ago. Incident occurred during a rampage at the Freedom Plaza as part of a demonstration. Hey, that's where the bomb went. I got that. Drop here to upload to Orwell. This cannot be undone. Alright. The exact same location as the assault. Then she turns up there right before the explosion? Surely not a coincidence. As you know, Miss Watergate is still running around freely. We should find out why. We should also gather more background information on her. I want to know who we're really dealing with. This one still being held in police custody. Oh, after that incident, she is since released. Okay, let's go back. Is there more to be here? Protests at the Freedom Plaza turned violent 2 weeks ago. Due to the chaotic nature of the scene, police have not been able to connect the crime to the accused, Cassandra W., who is an artist by profession. She has denied the accusations completely and asked her fans to show their support. Trial has now been scheduled for mid-August. The case received nationwide attention when Catherine Delacroix, Secretary of Security, labeled the alleged perpetrator alongside the other rioters as anti-governmental terrorists. Alright. I found a new related document. Oh yes, one who does street art by blowing memorials to pieces by any chance? You have found another document. Before we go on, let's clarify your job and how it affects mine, shall we? You have extracted all the info I already know about Miss Watergate. Starting now, I'm going into this case blind. The Orwell Ethical Codex dictates that investigators, like yourself, are the only ones allowed to access the documents of target persons. Advisors like me only get to see the data provided by the investigators. We will then draw conclusions and request action. Your primary job is to provide information you deem important. Never give away incorrect or misleading data. You may hit disable on a data chunk you do not want to pass on to Orwell. However, some data chunks might be necessary to progress on the case. So now we're going to go and see what Cassandra's been up to. We've got Cassandra's portfolio. Oh, her art. Hi, I'm Cassie, a colorful inhabitant of Wonderland right behind the rainbow. That doesn't seem like it's right. Nope, we're gonna disable that one. Glad you found me. Finally found the courage to quit my dull day job, focus on my art career, put stuff on my portfolio. We're gonna try that. That seems useful. You can browse through... interesting. We should find out what that job was. Yeah, that's what I was hoping you would do. Put stuff on my portfolio. Below, you'll find a hand-picked selection of my latest works. You can browse through them by clicking the arrows on the left and right side. See something awesome you like? Why, of course you do, because it's freaking awesome, isn't it? Leave a message on my UTEL account, thecassie92. Tell me which piece you'd like. Okay, she's got online presence on UTEL. Good, you found a chat handle. That will allow us to overhear any conversation on that account. What? I mean, yeah, this is all for the best. The listener has now been unlocked. New conversations will appear whenever they are started. Okay. I don't think I can, yeah, nothing's here yet. Tell me which piece you'd like. I'm gonna make a fine art print and ship it right away to your doorstep. Best thing? Free of charge. What? Oh, she's got very nice kitties. My beloved furball Kikiko. Definitely the only family I need. That beaut is me. I was never sure about the title though. The Businessman's Forgotten Daughter. What is she about? daughter of entrepreneurs. That seems like it could be helpful. What do we got? A Christmas present for my darling. It's actually meant to be a private piece, but oh well, I'd have a hard time keeping it to myself. You have a significant person. Okay. The cat apparently doesn't mean anything to us. Let's go back to our headlines. Does she appear in any of these? She's an artist. Maybe she's in the movie shooting. Shooting of the Grey Shadows saga has finalized. Third part of the saga to hit movie theaters next Valentine's Day. Okay. Seems nice, but I don't think it's helping us there. We have a new listener session with an unknown person. Uh-oh. Jossie. Who's Jossie? I can't seem to find my credit card. I assume you took it, right? You got me, Sherlock. I'm in the middle of buying all of Bonton with that platinum card I lifted from your desk. Can't stop me now. Platinum card. Do you think that's real? Well, luckily for you, I don't mind you going on a splurge as long as you pick up some wine for dinner. So, Jossie is the relationship, I think. What does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-around badass, have in mind this time? Probably just a business call. Grab that. I'm gonna grab this Joseph Langley. She stole the credit card of an unknown person? Well, I don't think that's one of his favorite clients. Actually, yes, that is exactly what's going to happen. Very serious business, Cassandra. Guess I better pick up shitloads of wine. You'll have to get this client of yours pretty buzzed to handle all that business. I think they're talking about Cassandra. Oh, whatever. I guess I shouldn't pick up some of those party pills from Big Pharma, aka my parents, then. Oh, come on, I was only teasing. Speaking of your parents, when are you going to tell them about us? Yeah, maybe. Gotta go now. Text you later. Big Pharma. Watergate, pharma entrepreneurs. That does ring a bell. I got something in the reader to look at. Watergate Pharma. What products do they have? Watergate Pharmaceuticals enriches lives with our industry-leading range of products, making an important contribution to your well-being. Metherin Blue. Find a small selection. Okay, I don't really care about them, but let me take a look at the company. The name Watergate has been inseparable from progression and improvement of pharmaceutical research for more than 80 years. Watergate Pharmaceuticals is one of the nation's leading companies in the area of medicine, at the same time is the largest medication exporter to all areas of the world. The business Watergate Pharmaceuticals has been in the hands of the Watergate family, owning and managing the firm since its foundation in 1931. Bruno, Alice, Cassandra is the junior COO. I'm going to grab that picture. It's a nice flattering one, but she's got different hair in it. Is that actually the same person? I know, right? She used to be the COO, but I don't think she is anymore. Appointed to be COO of a pharmaceutical company, probably by one of her parents? Yeah, I think so, Symes. Being an artist and a junior COO seems quite odd. She also mentioned she had quit a dull job, didn't she? I know. I wish I could tell you that it's past tense. Documents you have reviewed may be updated from time to time as events unfold. The reader will notify you of when that happens. The National Beholder just published a new article. You may want to take a look and see if there's any new information available. Alright, but I'm working on this website. Carrying the family tradition to the next generation, Alice's and Bruno's daughter Cassandra will soon be joining the executive ranks. Her business acumen and unique flair will write the next chapter of our 85-year-strong legacy. Oh gosh, okay, so it's going to create new profiles and add all kinds of stuff to them. That seems like helpful connections. Ah, and now I see, keeping it a family affair. Oh no, oh gosh. You now have a profile for a related person and can be accessed via Profiler. Data chunks will only appear for targeted persons and can only be extracted into their relevant profiles. So if I want to National Beholder, let's look back at the company, see if there's any jobs available. Cassandra did leave, supposedly, so we'll find out. Currently looking for suitable candidates for the following positions. Josephine Marquardt is the head of HR. We are urgently looking for a chief operating officer to replace the retired, formerly appointed predecessor. Yeah, that sounds accurate. Formerly the junior COO. Or maybe I was wrong and nothing stays in the family. Ouch. This is probably what she meant about quitting her job. Good. Alright. I don't think I need to know the job description of that one, unless I'm looking for something myself. Back to the National Beholder. Crime rates continue to drop. What's this new article? On Thursday morning, the Ministry of Security published the new crime statistic report for the preceding year. According to the report, the number of recorded criminal offenses decreased by 4.8% in comparison to last year. The crime rates have been continuously declining over the past several years as a direct result of the implementation of the safety bill. Let's see what that safety bill is. Yeah, I'm sure that this downward trajectory had nothing to do with this safety bill. It seems like the inflection point is definitely back in 2008 and not really dealing with 2009, but we'll find out. Collection of safety-centered laws and statutes created with the ultimate goal to protect the freedom of the nation's citizen. Central to the safety bill is the simplified, sped-up process of taking investigative measures against criminal suspects and taking their prosecution, as well as the taking investigative measures against criminal suspects and their prosecution, as well as the provision of an increased budget for safety-related expenses. Okay. The Parja's peacekeeping mission. Terrorist incident of 2008 was a terrible consequence of the premature retreat of our troops from Parjas, a region torn by civil unrest for years, by the order of the previous government. That was 9 years ago. After the Parja's peacekeeping mission had been signed in 2011, our troops were sent off to the neighboring country to perform tasks including distribution of aid, rebuilding of infrastructure, upholding the law and public order, and training local police and military forces. We've been able to reduce the number of stationed forces while leaving the overall goals of the peacekeeping mission intact. Alright. I don't know if that was really a helpful headline to add. Anything else? No, that's the only new thing. The party's projects. I already looked at this Principles and Actions Safety Bill. What positions are available at the party? Our 5 pillars for a great nation. Safety and security. Economy and commerce. Values and tradition. Migration and foreign affairs. Education and health. Okay, I can't extract anything from these pages. But maybe the people has more information. Is Cassandra related to this party? No, I don't think so. Young Robert Blaine stepped up, was elected the new head unanimously. Oh. Okay, Catherine Delacroix. We heard her name before. Peter Faulkner. And that's gonna lead us back to the Parja's peacekeeping mission. Alright, let's see if we can learn more about these people. Can I grab information about Alice or anything else? I really wish it would let me grab information about Alice and others. How can we participate in the party? There are many ways in which you can contribute to the nation's success. Becoming involved with the party is a huge one. If you're willing to give your all for a brighter future of the nation and consequently all of the world, come and join us. Donate, volunteer, become a member, join the Army of the Nation. Big promoter of direct service to the homeland. All right, we're gonna see. I'm coming up against a bit of a block here. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go from here now. I'll come back if I find something interesting. Oh, here we are. I think I might be blind. Cassandra Watergate has another new picture. I'm not sure if this is at least a third one. I'm not sure if it's going to replace this. Here's her artist look. This is probably a better representation of her than this old COO picture. So we're going to put that back in. And if that gives us something new to do. Symes? Or what's your name? Help? That did nothing. That did absolutely nothing. Okay, so I found myself into this menu here. In the upper left corner, we've got a menu that gives us a little bit more detail on our objectives and what's going on in the world. Our objective right now is to find the reason why the investigation against Cassandra was closed. So I think I'm going to have to go back into the police report. That helps narrow down my search a little bit. That doesn't really help me. So July 10th, 2016 is when this report was filed. So I'm going to look for something that's a little bit more recent about the case against her for this assault. Next hint of where we're looking, a trial has now been scheduled for mid-August, receiving nationwide attention when Catherine Delacroix, Secretary of Security, labeled the alleged perpetrator alongside the other rioters as anti-governmental terrorists. Now, this is an old article. I'm going to look for something in August about the trial if I can find it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm a little bit more of a dumb person than I thought I was going to be. I found out the missing piece of information. I think the one that's been holding me back. I thought I grabbed it already from the chat, but apparently not. And the listener, you're probably yelling at me through your screen. The listener has our chat. What does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-around badass, have in mind this time? This is exactly what I was looking for, and I didn't drag it over at all. So there's an update. New contacts. Thank you, Symes, for showing up. Wait, she stole the credit card of her lawyer? Really? Well, we should be able to track down the credit card of this Langley and lock it for him. ... Done. No, really, no need to thank me, Mr. Langley. New reader information. Okay, now we're gonna get back on the trail about what's happening here. New article at the National Bulletin? What? The National Beholder. Procedure closing raises manipulation suspicions. An investigation into the malicious injury of a police officer has been dropped due to lack of evidence. Orwell informs me you just encountered conflicted data chunks. I haven't gotten there yet. Whenever the content of two data chunks are at odds with one another, those will be shown as conflicted. When you extract one of the data chunks containing a conflict, the others will become invalid immediately. I'd highly recommend you clarify the context of the conflict before you proceed, though this is your decision. Once the information has been parsed, there is no way to reverse your choice. Oh. Okay. Here's the article I was looking for about her being dropped. Investigation into the malicious injury of a police officer has been dropped due to lack of evidence. The suspect's lawyer, criminal attorney Joseph Langley. The case that has been at the center of media attention for the last month has finally come to an end. Cassandra W. was acquitted of the alleged assault against a police officer before the trial took place, with the case being closed due to lack of evidence. Now, what do you say here? Previously arrested for assault on a police officer, but what's conflicted? Oh. The case was dropped due to lack of evidence yesterday. However, the case might be reopened should new evidence be discovered. Suspect's lawyer, Joseph Langley, pictured above, welcomed this outcome. At no point has there ever been any valid evidence that my client was guilty. At no point at all. The revered defense attorney commented during a post-trial press gathering. The defense successfully brought video evidence depicting the incident in question, which eventually turned the tide of the proceedings. Meanwhile, the relatives of the victim expressed their disappointment on hearing the result of the lawsuit. They openly voiced their concerns that the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome in her favor. The victim, a father of 2 young sons, was rushed into hospital after the incident in mid-July, where he is still in an induced coma, unresponsive to treatment. So which one do we believe? Criminal case closed due to lack of evidence, or the wealthy family bought influence? Well, this seems like successfully bringing evidence depicting the incident led to there being a lack of evidence. So I'm tending to believe the lack of evidence case here. This is what I figured. A pity that the CCTV feed did not actually help. Maybe it will today. Currently, I am thinking that our Miss Watergate underwent quite a radical change, don't you agree? Let's find out what happened in between these 2 lives of hers. What may have caused this radical shift? Go back to our bookmarks. Now we have Cassandra's timelines. What is this? You're invited to tea inside the rabbit hole. Got a charming new portrait. We're going to add that in. It is her, but it's quite a bit different. We've got a birthday, September 13th. Yep. Interests, art, music, and activism. That sounds dangerous to the nation. Art, music, and activism? What a lineup. That's what I was saying. Just begging for her. Cassandra likes the targets, painting, Alice in Wonderland, and my cat Kikiko. Despised puppets of the state, you have finally managed to destroy us entirely. There's nothing left to do but to congratulate you. These are my personal wishes to you from the deepest abyss of my heart. Fuck all of you government lackeys. Alright. I'm not sure if that's... Oh, I was saying that was going to be added to my report. That was my sentiment towards our government. But I don't think that's the case. Opposes the government vehemently. That seems worth noting. What's the matter? Well, Miss Watergate, we aren't too fond of you either. Hey, Symes. Okay. What's the matter? It totally doesn't sound like you. We haven't hung out for ages. You gotta get out from time to time. You'd feel much better. Just shut your freaking mouth, okay? I'm not in the mood for your stupid act. I told you again and again, I cannot deal with this right now. Okay, you know what? I'm really sorry that I still care about my best friend, no matter how often she decides to give me the cold shoulder. But in that case, that's in the past now. Change the status on August 22nd in a relationship with Joseph Langley, not a member. Okay. We can add that so we know that they're relationally... with her lawyer. Might be noteworthy. That's why I put it in the observer here. Alright, so what's Cassandra got to say? What's the conflict here? It's not going to tell me what it is until I find it, I think. Nope. Cassandra Watergate posted August 10th. The Beholder actually wrote about me being freaking redeemed of this shit. But surprise, surprise, they had to mention the speculations over my parents buying me out. Makes the click counts go boom, doesn't it? Yeah, I read that article. At least you were redeemed now. Blow off steam together a little late? Not today, I have a date this evening. Case closed. She's got a lot of things on her timeline. Change your profile picture. Oh, now we've got some things coming up. What happened to your beautiful hair? You didn't ask me before going to a stylist? Going punk. Henceforth, Cassandra shall be known to the world as Cassarthus. We have an alias. Juliet Carrington. And we got a new profile for her, too. An alias name. You know people on the web, so many names, so many identities. It's always good to record every alias. Then we can match data chunks to target persons whenever they are using them. Harris O'Donnell would like to invite her to the little activist group if you want to join us. That's dangerous again. Harrison O'Donnell, what are you doing? Is there anything more specific than that activist group? Not in that one. Let's keep going. Oh la la, oui oui, non? Having an amazing shopping tour with my Mary, the best friend of all times, but you really should consider paying it a visit to your hairstylist soon, darling. Alright, so is Mary the best friend? Or is Mary the broken friendship? January 30th, she has a poor relationship. But that's like 7 months later. I really think that the more recent one is probably right. Yeah. Especially since Mary is... I'm really sorry, I still care about my best friend no matter how often she decides to give me the cold shoulder. That's in the past. Yep. She's definitely had a strained relationship with her friend. Wait, I clicked the wrong one. I'm gonna grab it and bring it in. How sad. What have we got further down here now? So we left off at Mary the best friend. Oh! A listener. Got a new session with Joseph Langley. Hey, did you hear about the Freedom Plaza bombing? I'm gonna change this to a silly picture. That's right. Yeah, don't remind me. You know I have a history with that place. Yeah, you do. Already fucking me up enough to know that I have to catch a bus from there every day. Too many bad memories, and now I was there just moments before this happened. Never should have gone to that place. Travel. You don't need to justify yourself to anybody, especially not me. Presence before the bombing could be coincidence after all. I'll reserve my thoughts until you find more evidence. I was so happy when Goldfells accepted me into thought. I was desperately wanted to go to prove my worth to the cause. Think of it this way, it would not have gone to the protest. If you would not have gone to the protest, you would have been wrongfully indicted, and we would never have met. Yeah, and I would not have been called a terrorist in all the papers. You are not a terrorist, okay? Ain't I? You sure? I'm pretty sure. Ah, damn it. What? Card's not working here. Can't buy anything. Have you gone bankrupt? Unless you went on a serious shopping spree, there should be plenty of money there. Guess we'll have to go without wine then. Ugh. Here's the thing. I've got an important appointment tonight. It's surprisingly out of schedule, and I can't postpone it. You've got to be kidding me. I'm very sorry, darling. We'll see each other tomorrow. You always have an appointment. Appointment here, appointment there, appointment every fucking where. How can you constantly do this to me? Please calm down. Has never calmed anyone down in the history of ever. Have you taken your Metherin? Uh-oh. Yes, damn it. Is the only thing that matters to you that I am on fucking happy pills all day? Darling, please, it's not like that and you know it. So I keep my mouth shut whenever you leave me hanging. If I don't show up at this appointment, I risk losing a very important client. Fine. Don't you understand that? What's this Metherin? Can you look that up for me, please? Yeah, I will do. I'll have to go back into that Pharma's page. Oh no, I totally understand. Don't you risk losing that very important client of yours now. Cassie, don't be like that. I get it. I guess I'm just not an important client anymore. Oh, come on, Cassie. Going home now in case I'm getting up that priority list of yours anytime soon. Please. Alright. Metherin. We're going to need to go back here to the Pharma page. Let's go back to their products. Metherin Blue. Antidepressant to help stabilize your emotion. She might be emotionally unstable if she's reliant on this medication. Looking at what you've extracted so far, we're dealing with a potentially dangerous personality. I will indicate that to law enforcement. Uh-oh. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to look at this a little bit more again to find out where the next piece of information is. I'll be back when I find it. Okay, I've been poking around here for a bit, and I don't know what I'm looking for, so we're gonna go back into this top menu and see what our objectives are. Find out what might have caused her change in character between now and before her presumed attack on a police officer. Alright, I'm not sure what I'm looking for here. The only piece of information I'm finding around, and if you look here, none of these bookmarks say they have any new information for me to look at. But I did invalidate one piece of information on Cassandra's portfolio, and that was this, that Cassie is a colorful inhabitant of Wonderland right behind the rainbow. That really doesn't seem realistic. But that's the only thing I can do, so I'm gonna enable it and see what happens. I think Symes is gonna yell at me. That doesn't seem right. So you're under the impression that our wonderful Miss Watergate is really living in Wonderland? No! No, I'm not! Somehow I doubt that. Call it intuition. People's lives are hanging in the balance here. What if you pass me something I cannot identify as wrong so easily? You have got to be more careful next time. Okay. I didn't think that was right. Alright, we're gonna keep looking here. Oh, jeez. This is another one of those. I read these chats as they come in, and I don't think I grab them all, and I think, oh, look, it's all done, finished up. We're gonna go back and grab this Goldfells, co-member of Thought. It's so obvious, and I just miss it. An activist group called Thought. Interesting. Maybe this is what influenced her. And who is Goldfells? We should find something that shows her current attitude and see if we're following the right person. Yikes. These are easy misses I'm doing. The Thought overview. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. Hey, George Orwell. Welcome to the Thought blog. Pick an entry below. Entry 1 through 9. 8 of them are archived. Freedom is unfree. Entry 9. Freedom is Unfree, published by Casarthis. I know her. That's her. It's cams everywhere, even at the Freedom Plaza. Is it just me, or is that more than just a little bit, I don't know, ironic? Yeah, that's a lot of cams. You probably all know me as either that blue-haired punk bitch, stupid cunt, or anti-governmental terrorist. These are only some of the names I've been called during the criminal investigation against me. That was just because in the middle of the chaos someone believed to have seen me hurt a police officer. It never even occurred to anybody that it wasn't me. We were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We have always been against violence. One would assume that in an age where there are cams everywhere, it should be easy to prove whether I was at all involved or not. But it wasn't. It took weeks of, quote, investigative custody to figure out that the cam footage was actually not clearly showing anything at all. Which raises the question, why are there so many cams in the first place? The answer is intimidation only. You keep calm, quiet, and careful when there are cameras around, or you fear that there are cameras where you cannot see. When founding this blog years ago, Abraham predicted pretty much this for all of the web, and now it's in our real lives too. We have been brought to the Freedom Memorial since we were kids at school. We were told lavish stories about the founders of the nation, told to show national pride. And I know what you're thinking. This thing is damn ugly. What is that donut even? The Let Freedom ring? But the statement behind this ridiculously enormous heap of stones should be clear. In the middle of the Capitol, C-A-P-I-T-O-L, there is a symbol of freedom, comprehensible symbolism for everyone. Isn't it? With the cameras there, this is now the plaza of unfreedom, if anything at all. No comments at all. Okay. Goldfells. We know Goldfells. The thoughts are free. Dear reader, there is a German folk song called The Thoughts Are Free. It goes like this. Thoughts are free, who can guess them? They fly by like nocturnal shadows. No man can know them, no hunter can shoot them with powder and lead. Thoughts are free. I think what I want and what delights me. Still always reticent and as it is suitable. My wish and desire no one can deny me, and so it will always be. Thoughts are free. And if I am thrown into the darkest dungeon, all these are futile works, because my thoughts tear all gates and walls apart. Thoughts are free. When I was still young, long before I immigrated to the nation in 1993, I believed this to be an universal truth, that there are no borders for thoughts and no rules for what is or is not allowed to be thought. This was not because I thought people should be so tolerant, not at all. Instead, I simply held it dear that nobody except for ourselves really knows what is going on in our heads, until we chose to reveal it. Yesterday, a question crossed my mind. If the increasing interconnectedness of humans via modern technology serves more and more as a collective memory and brain of our society, and there is an institution that is capable of monitoring every bit stream of it, oh, that's me, how can thoughts still be free? Is it not likely that we will communicate only under great mental reservation to hold on to our knowledge, which means, as a final consequence, we will stop thinking? When I think of the increasingly aggressive operations of the surveillance machinery in the nation, I truly fear the answer to this question. That is why I created this blog. I want to encourage alternatives to the total control and safety bigotry of this digital world. Yours sincerely, A. Goldfells. We've got a guest comment here. So if I click on his name, I can go to see all of the things that Goldfells has. 5 articles registered since March, last logged in December. I think we're going to end up going through all of these. Nope, maybe we're not. Freedom is unfree. Kasarthas, what do we know about you now? Last login in April. That's current. 1 article registered in September. We already know you tell the Cassie 92. Can I grab that as a profile picture? I don't think so. Alright, I think we've dredged through this website a little bit too much. Let's go back to our bookmarks here. Cassandra's timeline. There's something new on this timeline, isn't there? She just posted. Ha! Finally someone who had the grit and explosives to show how futile surveillance is. Oh, thank you. There are thousands of cameras pointing to a target and the Big Bang still happens. I haven't laughed like this for ages. What now, Miss Delacroix? What now? Really, Cassie? You laugh at people being killed? Are you out of your mind? Yeah, that's not some. So what's the conflict here? So she says here, finally someone had the grit and explosives to show how futile surveillance is. Sees assault justified for showing the futility of surveillance. Or, we were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We have always been against violence. Ooh. So is she for it or is she against it? Again, this is way older. This is published in September 2016. I've got to go with the more recent. This is published today. She's doing it while we're looking at her. Someone had the grit and explosives to show how futile surveillance is. She is definitely looking for some violence. I suspected as much. Seems we're looking at the right person. Alright, what we found so far is all good and interesting, but I think we should be searching for something a little bit more concrete. We have to dig deeper. Now it's time to go into listener and see if I don't leave a clue behind. With Juliet Carrington. Hey, Cassie. Hi, Jules. Cassie, I just wanted to know, your post on timelines about this assault. Oh, now they're both typing. You really shouldn't write something like that. Are you gonna preach to me about this stupid post? No, I just wanted to know what's wrong. It's nothing, just between the two of us. And Big Brother. Just had to let off some steam, you know. Is it because of what happened? Yeah, and lots of other shit today. This bombing stirred up all of this crap again. You know, what I did. What did you do? What happened there wasn't your fault. Maybe it is. You hurt that officer to save me, and you succeeded. Oh, well, this is interesting. You hurt that officer to save me, and you succeeded. You mustn't forget about that. That was so brave. How can it not have been my fault? Juliet, I smashed the freaking skull of a father of 2 children because I lost it. Who knows what would have happened if you hadn't stopped him, and this is why you really should remove this post. I might be free, but not rightly so. I'm not innocent. Nobody is innocent. You'll have to let go. Oh no. Hurt that officer to save me. Injured police officer to protect Juliet Carrington. Or admitted guilt towards Juliet for having injured a police officer in a rage. Juliet seems a lot more stable. Cassandra seems like she's really having a time right now. And I wouldn't want to leave. Yeah, I wouldn't want her to be hurting for this, if that's the case. No, she did it to protect her. What? Where did that come from now? This is perfect. We can arrest her and open the investigation again. Wait, no, what? However, we probably won't be able to hold her for long if it really happened in defense of this Juliet. Very good work. The intervention team is already on its way. We'll need to wait for confirmation. Next stop, Wonderland, right? Thanks, Symes. Just kidding. Next time, be careful with providing the wrong data, though, okay? In Miss Watergate's case, it was not a problem to get her address with the help of local police due to her former record. Alright, we've got a new chat coming. Oh, sent. I thought about what you said. Maybe you're right. I should take the post down. It'd be better, believe me. Wait a second. Somebody's at the door. BRB. Okay, I'll wait. Oh, Juliet, you might be waiting for a while. Yeah, you might be waiting for a mighty while. By the way, how is your boyfriend? You're still together? You haven't been talking about him all that much lately. Well, not as much as before. Hello? Yeah, no, you're gonna be... I don't think she's coming back. Are you still there? No. Cassie? I'll inquire if all went well with arresting Miss Watergate. You did a good job in any case. Although we have no proof she is involved in the bombing, we might be able to question her. Despite acting in defense of this Juliet, she seems to be quite unstable and a threat. Okay, I just received confirmation that she is now in custody. Very good work indeed. I'm curious about this thought group, though. Whether they... Oh god. No, take a look at the news. Oh no! 2 dead after explosion. Breaking news, 2 dead after second explosion. Explosion at Stellingen University campus kills 2 students. Is there a connection to yesterday's assault? Explosive charge set off at Stellingen University in Bonton. That is horrible. 2 dead, similar approach, same letter found. So these assaults are connected. And as if that wasn't enough already, Miss Watergate was in custody at the time, so that's her out of the picture, at least for this attack. This complicates matters massively, so much for our simple test case. I need to speak to my superiors, see how we are to proceed given these extenuating circumstances. You did good today. You can log off and get some rest by clicking the button on the top right of the desktop. Try and get some sleep. I have a feeling the next few days are going to be trying at best. Alright, well, good work, I guess. We'll log off. All unprocessed data chunks will expire. Yeah, I think we did good. Summary of day 1. Okay, so we learned a lot about Cassandra Watergate. Severe assault occurred at the Freedom Plaza yesterday. Cassandra was present there prior to the assault and is thus being investigated. Hints of the involvement of an activist group named Thought. And a second assault at Seligan University occurred, seemingly connected to the first. She's not the only perpetrator or not involved at all. We seem to have learned a lot here. And I think we're going to leave this here. I don't want to dive too much into another episode. This one's getting a little long already. So, this has been fun. It's been an interesting thing. I'm not sure. Definitely had some editing to do to cut out. There's a lot of searching because of my own ridiculousness in missing the clues that I had already read and just not dragging them over to the observer. So this has been fun. I think I'm gonna leave that here for now. If you liked it, let me know. We'll try and dive into this game a little bit more and see what Big Brother information we can learn about other citizens, or maybe dive more into Cassandra here. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks so much for joining me. This has been the Casual Gopher, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.